Well, good morning. I've had a weekend off, and now I'm getting ready to go to work. I'll be going to work in about an hour. Just read an article on Comcast and on the news about Major Hasan, who may be linked with the 9/11 mosque in Falls Church, Virginia. And that this constant digging and searching for some kind of motive or something that may have affected his mind, like a virus infects a PC and causes it to do things that it wouldn't normally be prepositioned to do. And there's also, obviously, lawmakers want to probe the Army to see if they missed any of the signals that were obvious, at least in the aftermath. His opinions about the United States' role in the world and foreign policy may have been radicalized by his association with a mosque where the 9/11 hijackers may have worshipped. So it's very interesting to me. I think the constant witch hunting and searching for headlines where none probably exist, if we take into consideration the fact that this person hasn't even been put on trial yet. Matter of fact, he hasn't even been charged. That we need to stop and think about these things, that there is a process that we go through which is designed to take into consideration certain evidence and therefore lead to some kind of rational analysis and conclusions. Now, it is apparent that that is not the case when reporting the news. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is arouse suspicion, anger, hatred, and various other things in order to carry out what we call justice in this country. I don't think of it as any different than that. I believe that that's what's gotten us into trouble in the world, will continue to get us in trouble, and it'll go on forever. Unfortunately, that's the way I feel about it. That doesn't mean that I'm against the country or that we should have more 9/11 hijackers. It means that I think we need to take a look at the news for what it is and stop and think about what we're saying and thinking. The whole idea of U.S. foreign policy is being part and parcel of the atmosphere which created a situation where 9/11 suicide attacks could take place. It hasn't even been really fully considered in the news media, other than to blow it off as something crazy to think about. Not even talked about seriously in the presidential debates. So-called debates really weren't debates at all. Anybody that did bring it up, of course, was dismissed out of hand as crazy, nuts, must be insane, unrealistic, childish, whatever you want to call them, along with those that wanted to pursue monetary theory and see where that took us in solving the financial crisis, rather than just making 3,000 or 4,000 more other laws that would bring half the country under investigation if they were followed through. So, I mean, it's insane to me. I can't look at it any other way. Hopefully, there'll be some other kind of rational being that will come down to earth someday and fill our heads with reason and clear-headed thinking instead of beliefs in modern witchcraft.